Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and this is going to be our pro qualifying round walkthrough for the Maple Bay 9-hole cup tournament. So I'll start off with some cool news. I started a membership on my channel. It has 3 different tiers because that's what they make you do. But I get a lot of questions asking, how my channel can be supported, and I always have PayPal, and there are some people that have that, but there's plenty of people who don't. So if you'd like to support my channel, I did start up a membership. And if you look at tier number 2 and tier number 3, part of the proceeds for the monthly membership are going to be donated to help rescue shelters for animals and also endangered species help. So I'm a big advocate for animals. I just started the membership today. Right now we're at 0. So somebody would be my first one. That would be awesome. Secondly, if you find the video helpful, I hope you become a subscriber if you're not one already. That would be really cool. And go ahead and give me a thumbs up on the video if you like the content. So minus 14 on both of my accounts. This one should have been a minus 15, but you'll take a look at the donut on hole number 8. And that was a stupid mistake, to whereas that hole needs to be played at 35% elevation, maybe even more. And I forgot to change my app from 10%, which means my shot came up extremely short, and I put it in the sand. So mental error, don't do that. Make sure everything is set correctly when you go to take your shots. But let's go ahead and hop into these replays. Okay. Hole number 1 is going to be played at 10% elevation. And we're going to play from behind this bunker right here. I think it's the best way to go about it because we're going to get headwind. So we have to back up our target anyways to move our rings. 6 bars of top spin, no side spin. Again, 10% here. Elevation. Just a little bit of overpower, not a lot. The biggest thing to note about this is do not hit a great left. A great left could definitely put you in this sand trap right there, because as you can see, we're already close to it as it is with a perfect ball. So be very careful, be very mindful about that on hole number 1. That's going to bring us into shot number 2. Shot number 2, I'm playing 10%. I'm playing mid-distance. This is a very good, consistent shot because I did hit it on both accounts. So as you can see here, 3 bars of backspin with a thorn. Make sure when you're using backspin with your thorn, you have the ball guideline going to the hole. To the hole is important so you don't accidentally come up short. Perfect ball. And we drop it in there for the eagle. All right, so it's a great start. Going to bring us on to hole number 2. Hole number 2, 10% elevation. We are getting, again, a tick of headwind. So we're going to back up our target a little bit to make sure we can pull our rings effectively. 6 bars of top spin, 2 bars of side spin to the left. I back my target up. I put the blue ring on the rough line there at the plus 10 yard mark. Plus 10 yard mark is not a big deal, but it just shows you that I did back up my club quite a bit. Just to make sure we can pull the most accurate rings. We got a perfect ball. And we roll this thing nicely up the fairway. Brings us in here for shot number 2. Shot number 2 needs to be played 10% at max. The shot that you're seeing right here is 5%. So you can see here I'm going for a secondary rough bump. So we're going from the fairway to the rough and trying to roll towards the pin. We did get a perfect ball, so you can watch and see how this one reacts here. We clipped the rough just like we wanted to. We just missed it a little bit to the right-hand side. So if we'd have added more elevation, which would have made us pull more rings to the left, we could have been more centered towards the cup and hopefully pick up an albatross there. Not the easiest albatross, but definitely a good opportunity to get one. That's going to bring us on to hole number 3. Hole number 3, I'm playing 20%. I'm playing at mid. I'm playing with my Goliath. I decided to do the bounce over shot because of the headwind. So headwind, headwind, headwind for the first 3 holes. There is a rough bump down here that we've played in tournaments past. And this type of wind is going to be super risky. I decided not to play it at all. I decided to play it safe. And here you'll see me do 20% elevation. About 2.8 bars of backspin with 1 bar side spin to the right. And you can see where I'm aiming here. Perfect ball. Ball just comes up dead. So we need to reduce the amount of backspin because of the headwind. This is probably going to be one of the more difficult, hole-in-ones in the tournament out of the 3 holes, in my opinion, with the wind angles that we're getting today. Hole number 4, I'm going super aggressive. You got nothing to lose here, okay? You're not going to water the ball. Worst case scenario, you're going to drive rough or you're going to drive sand. This shot could be done with an extra mile. It could be done with an APOC. I decided to go with the APOC here just because it has 3 more power stat than an extra mile. But you can see here I went with full overpower and I hit a good shot to the left. We're going to get a sand bump here and we're going to roll out very nicely onto the green, making this an easy eagle. Now again, on my other accounts, I got stuck in the rough. So it was a perfect ball, and I was able to hit the rough in between the 2 sand bunkers, and it just died right at the very end before it was going to go onto the fairway. I missed the chip in because I didn't hit it perfect, but I like that shot a lot, and I think that's a great way to pick yourself up in eagle. Okay, hole number 5. I'm going to play hole number 5, 10% elevation. I am using an APOC here just for the curl. Now you can see here APOC 5, you can do the APOC 4, 3, whatever you have. I'm just going to go full topspin, max side spin to the left. Biggest thing to note is I am leaving myself plenty of room on the fairway and the rough in case I hit a great left. So notice almost my red ring is almost entirely on the fairway with just a little bit of it inside the rough. Thank goodness I left myself room for a great left because that's exactly what I did. But you can see there, because I left myself room, I'm going to be able to bounce over and have no issues getting onto the fairway. All right. That brings us in for shot number 2. Shot number 2, we're going to be at max distance here. So in an ideal world, we would like to get more distance on the drive. Or if you're somebody who's playing with money balls or you have a lot of zerks to spare, this would be a good opportunity to use a power 4 or a power 5 ball. I would suggest, at least a wind resistance 3 and get yourself some decent side spin. So at least a side spin 2. If you have those types of balls, you're going to be the big advantage of this hole because I've already seen this hole trip up an opponent. In fact, I think both opponents that I played end up birdieing this hole. And that was because of the drive. But as you can see here, I'm at max distance. I'm pulling my rings. I'm going into overpower. I'm using about 1 ball of curl to the right. And here, I'm trying to catch the slope because I don't have any other shot to play. I did catch the slope. I did not expect this to happen, though. We got the camera angle, and I'm like, what? Look at that. Dead center in the hole for an albatross. Now, obviously, we're going to chalk that one up as luck. We got very lucky to catch that back slope and just roll down towards the pin. But sometimes in a game, you got to get lucky, and you take it. You take the good with the bad, right? All right, that's going to bring us on to hole number 6. Hole number 6, I'm playing 30% elevation. I'm playing it at max distance of my club with the katana. Notice the backspin here, about 2.1 bars of backspin. No side spin. I'm putting my yellow ring almost right up on the rough line, as you can see there, with my ball guideline going through the hole dead center, about 1 green square past the pin. Now, on my other account, I end up using like 3 bars of backspin, I believe, and the ball came up just short, which is why I have the ball guideline going through the pin on this account, okay? We did get the perfect ball. Clip the rough. And we roll in here, dead center for a hole-in-one. Now, I don't know if that'll happen every single time, but like I said, I came up just short on my other account. I made a small adjustment, and both shots were dead center. The other one just shot just a hair short of the pin. So I do like that play on hole number 6. Hole number 7, we're going for it again. So 10% push to max. Here, you could use an APOC. You could use yourself an extra mile. As you can see, I went with 5 bars of top spin and 2 bars of side spin to the left. I'm trying to play more the left-hand side of the fairway. I'm not worried about that rough there because I know I'm going into overpower. So that rough shouldn't come into play as long as you adjust properly. Unless you hit a great left, then I guess it could come into play. So 1 ball of curl to the left. I hit a perfect ball. Now, as you can see here, this is why I can say you can do this with an extra mile or an APOC. I hit the fairway, and I hit the fairway again and I roll up. I was hoping to clip the rough by the bottom part of the green and roll out. So this shot just went a little bit too long. Now the thing to remember is, you're in pro, so you're going to get some variance on the winds. You might get 8 miles an hour, you might get 6 miles an hour. If this was a 6 mile per hour wind, then we would have probably landed on the green or the fairway. But because of it being 8 miles an hour, we went a little long. So if you have 8 miles an hour, I would reduce the top spin to 4. I would keep the overpower the same. You want to overpower the shot because you don't want to go into the water. You need the overpower to kick you from the fairway to the other part of the fairway or clip through the rough. I would say if you didn't overpower your shot, especially in a lower mile per hour wind, you could water this ball even with a perfect ball. So this is super aggressive. I know that, but it's a 9-hole cup, so why not? And then here's the chip in. This is a kind of an odd slope here, so I end up playing it just like this. You'll see pretty heavy on the backspin, aiming right at the pin, ball guideline through the hole because of the headwind. Even with the backspin, we're so close, I was even able to get away with a great shot and drop it into the hole for an eagle. So we'll take it. And on my other account, I end up getting a birdie on the hole just because I didn't chip it in from out of the rough. So, that's that shot there. Anyways, hole number 8 is the one that I messed up on my Big Daddy account because I forgot to change the elevation. So, Power 2 ball, Katana. I'm playing this one here. You're going to see 35% at max. This is 4 bars of backspin, which I thought would be pretty good because the ball guideline is healthy through the hole, as you can see. Normal shot, no overpower, perfect ball. Too much backspin. We need to bring this down to 3 bars of backspin, which is going to make your ball guideline significantly through the hole, but that's going to be okay. 35% at max, 3 bars of backspin, Katana ball. All right, hole number 9. This one is the worst one in the tournament. This is the worst wind we could get, right to left, when we need the ball going to the right-hand side of the fairway. But I'm going here with a lot of top spin, full side spin to the right. I'm using my extra mile. In hindsight, I should have probably used an APOC because of the curl, but I just wasn't thinking. This is max curl with an extra mile. I even hit a great ball to the right, but the nice part is we're going to be okay. We hop everything that we needed to, and this is a hole to where if you like to play with a power 5 or a power 4 ball with good side spin and good wind resistance, you're going to have a good leg up because shot number 2 is difficult. As you can see here, even with getting that distance on the drive, I'm going to be at full overpower, or not full overpower, but full max of my sniper. So here I'm just trying to estimate how much top spin I need to get to the hole, which is always scary with this sniper because I'm going to have to go into overpower on this shot as well. So now we're going to have to overpower and use top spin and hope the ball doesn't take off on us. But you can see here about half a ball of overpower. Great ball to the right. I wasn't concerned about that because I wasn't thinking I was going to make the shot. I'm just trying to make sure that I get onto the fairway or the green. And we do. Plenty of room to roll out, and we're completely fine for an eagle. So that is your pro walkthrough. I hope that you found this helpful. If so, please take just a second there, hit the like button, and become a subscriber. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you in the finals on Saturday.